Okay. Here we go.
Have any homework yesterday?
No. Nope. Okay. So do you guys remember what we said for between? We said between is when you have any point between two other ones. So that's what we're going to write. Any point. Oh, no. Give me a second here. Have to. Okay, what color do we want? Red, blue, purple, or green? I'm going to red. Okay. Okay, between any point between two other points so we could say point A is between C and R. Do you guys agree with that? You guys see how C is between A is between C and R?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're on the same line, so we can say they are between. Does anyone know what bisect means? Yeah, they intersect, but specifically at the halfway point. So it cuts it into two equal pieces. So to bisect means to cut in half. I create two equal pieces. We split it in half. So like in these examples here, remember those little tick marks tell us that these little segments are equal? So we could say M is the midpoint because it's in the middle. It's exactly in the middle, so we call it the midpoint. It's the point in the middle, midpoint. And now we have the exact same picture that we have right here, right? But now I have this line, CD, going through my midpoint. So we call CD a bisector, exactly. It's a bisector. Because that's what's cutting it in half at the middle. Okay, let's try. These ones are pretty easy. Because actually, this is what we already did in the last chapter. So if the whole thing's 21, how do we find MN? What do we have to do? Yeah, we subtract, right? 21 minus 11 gives us what?
10.
Yes. Remember, you can always check yourself. If I put 10 here, 11 plus 10 gives me 21. Easy peasy. Okay, this next one is a little more difficult. So remember, we have these little tick marks telling me this piece is equal to this one. So two equal pieces. Whole thing's 26.
13.
How'd you get that? We cut 26 in half, so we divide it by 2. And Mike's right, we get 13. So this guy's 13, this guy's 13. We're in no rush, we have plenty of time today. Okay, now this one, This is segment addition. We did this all last week, right? And your test was on this. So if the whole thing is 39, we have our two pieces. Remember, we take this piece, add it to this piece, and it equals 39. If we take a second to write that out.
Good morning again, Central. At this time, please excuse students with the last names with the letters A through H. If you signed up for a flu shot and have not received your flu shot, please head down to the theater foyer at this time. Thank you.
Anyone getting a flu shot? No? Okay. Okay. We add our x's together. What's 1x plus 7 more? 8x. 2 minus 3 gives me negative 1. It's 39. Plus the 1 over. We get 8x equals. Beautiful. We divide by 8. You guys are good. So now for AB, we plug in for 5, or for X, so 5 plus 2. Lucky number 7. BC. 32. Yeah. 35 minus 3. Now remember, you can always check yourself. What's 32 plus 7? 39. And that's what we wanted. Yes, we're cruising. We are cruising. Okay, they tell us line L is a segment bisector. What does a bisector do again? Cuts it in half. How can we find X if I know this is cutting AM in half? What are my two equal pieces? Yeah, this guy has to equal this guy because I'm cutting it in half. So 5x equals 35. We divide by 5. Should hit 7, right? Okay. X equals 7. If I plug in for AM, what's 5 times 7? And that's what we wanted because we want them to be equal. So 35 and 35. Is this kind of making sense? Okay. If not, let me know. Okay, and then the last thing we're going to go over is a midpoint. And like I said, the midpoint is a point in the middle. So the point in the middle. The point in, I'm gonna stage up here. There we go. The point in the middle. So let's plot A and B and see if we can figure out where our midpoint is. So for A, we're gonna go left 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, down 2. That's A. For B, 6, 4, 6. So we can eyeball it, right? We know it's the middle would be somewhere like over here-ish, but we can actually find out exactly where it's at. Does anyone have any ideas how we can do that?
Find the slope.
Ooh, yeah, we could find the slope. So if we find the slope, how many up do we go and how many over to get from A to B? So we go, let's see how many boxes up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 6. And how far do we run? 10. Perfect. Well, I don't want to go all the way to B, so we want to go halfway. So like, what would be half of 6? 3. And then what's half of 10? So can we go up 3 over 5 from point A? There is our middle. So that would be 1, 1. So if you have a graph, you can count like that if you want. But what's nice in math is typically there's always a shortcut or an easier way. And we have one for this, and it's called the midpoint formula. So do you want to write that down in that box where it says midpoint formula? Write this formula down. It's very easy. I think you guys will like it. Yeah, I think you've seen it before. Yeah. Just sometimes it's hard. So it's x with a little 1 plus x with a little 2. So you're going to add your x's, then divide it all by 2. Oops. And then that's a comma, because it's going to be an ordered pair. And then same thing with your y's. Y with a little 1 plus y with a little 2. Add them together, divide by 2. Yep. Yes.
And we use this last.
Yeah. I think you guys have seen this at least. Yeah. So it's not hard. We just it's a good refresh. A good refresh. So let's try a few of these. So we're going to use the midpoint formula to find the midpoint of our 2 points. So what I like to do, just so until I get really good at it, let's label our ordered pairs. So like I'm going to have an x1 and a y1. And then this guy would be x2, yep, y2. And now we just plug in. So my first number we plug in is x1. What did we label as x1? 6. Plus, yep, our x2 is 12. All over 2. Put your little comma. And what's our y1? Yep, 9 plus 5 all over 2. And now we just simplify. So what is 6 plus 12?
No.
You're ahead of me. 18, right? So we have 18 over 2. And then 9 plus 5.
14.
Bingo, 14 over 2. And now we just divide by 2. 18 divided by 2 gives us 9. 14 divided by 2 is done. That is our answer. So 9, 7 is the midpoint. Okay, let's start this next one together again. So I'm going to label x1, y1, x2, y2. Now we plug in. Yep. Plus -3. -7 plus 8. Yes, over 2. Perfect. Don't let the negatives confuse you. It's still the same. What's -4 plus -3?
-7.
Yep, -7 over 2. Okay, now this one's kind of tricky. -7 plus 8. 1. And it's okay that we're going to get decimals because you can get decimals. What is -7 divided by 2.
So 3.5.
Yep, -3.5. And we know a half is really just 0.5 as a decimal. Okay, you guys get a head start on the last one if you haven't already. And I want to make sure you guys can set it up on your own, and then I'll slowly put my work up here. It's just a comma. These are all over points of commas. All right, team. Y'all got it. Proud of you. Okay, we're gonna stop